Sego. Sego skano, Layla Black Young Yachts, Anawara ni wagit tarodan, Kanyak Gihaga ni wagot wanjodan, Oswego ni dawageno. Hello, my name is Layla Black. I am Mohawk Turtle Clan from the Six Nations of the Grand River. And I know that we may all be in various parts of Turtle Island, but I wanted to acknowledge that I'm here on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Neutral people. And what I think is important for land acknowledgements, no matter where we are, is that we acknowledge the land that we're on, but also acknowledge the action that we are going to breathe life into those communities and those treaties and honoring those Indigenous stewards of the land. So I want to open our event today according to our Haudenosaunee culture. We first give thanks. I'm going to be sharing with you our Thanksgiving prayer called the Ahoda Gariwadegwa. It means the words before all else. So nothing of significance would happen, no gatherings, no meetings, no virtual events would ever happen without first acknowledging our connection to each other and our connection to all living things. So this is by a dear friend of mine, Dayahande Miller. So I'm honored to share it with you.
Dietina Warado, ne ungwai sua. Etugarina yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne eti nistaha, johwanjade. Etugari na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne gahniga sua. Etugari na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne gunjo sua. Da eto na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne yo tunduni. Da eto na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne ono kwa sua. Da etugari na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne asa nigunda de kohogua. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne wahyaniunta. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne gundirio. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne garunda sua. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne zita ogua. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne gayedi nigawarage. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne eti sotogo radiweras. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Da tsidawa no Warado, ne tsidawa zia anje kene garakwa. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne eti sota asta neka garakwa. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne yo zisto quadonyo. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Dietina Warado, ne diunkiadado. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Da tsidawa no Warado, ne sungwaya dizo. Da eto gadi na yo tuhage, ne ngwa niguna. Da eto.
And now our minds are one, and we've brought them together in a good way, in a good mind. Nyaogoa.
Hello, my name is Ghadir Shafie, a Palestinian queer activist and co-founder of Aswat, Palestinian Feminist Center for Sexual and Gender Freedoms. For over a decade now, the global queer have been inspiring and empowering our struggle for justice and freedom. Queer activists, artists, academics, groups and collectives have dedicated their work and activism in creative and committed solidarity around Palestine. And today, with Queer Cinema for Palestine, more than 200 LGBTQIA+ groups around the world has signed our pledge to say yes to queer cinema and no to Israeli apartheid. Today, with queer cinema, we're saying yes to art that takes a stance against oppression. We are saying yes to art that stands with the oppressed against the oppressor. Thank you for your principled support. Today, we all feel a step closer to freedom.
Hello, my name is Hanan. I'm also from Palestine. I worked in Aswat since 2014. Together we launched the Kuz Film Festival for queer cinema, and we knew how important for the Palestinian queer struggle to emphasize also cinema and other queer struggles around the world, and to see this initiative today with the number of people around the world coming together in a queer cinema for Palestine is really heartwarming and overwhelming, and I think it's a blessed thing to do. So I would like to thank you all and thank everyone who's behind this. That's it.
Hi, my name is Omar Barghouti. I'm a co-founder of PACBI and the BDS Movement for Palestinian Rights. I was once asked, why do you believe that queer liberation must be integral to the national liberation struggle rather than come after? I answered, we've learned from national liberation struggles worldwide, from Algeria to South Africa and beyond, that nothing comes after. The roots for social, economic, racial, gender, and climate justice need to be planted and nourished now during the liberation struggle, the national liberation struggle. Emancipation, like justice, is indivisible. We do not endorse an intersectional approach to justice because it's sexy, but because our oppressions are interconnected. Our oppressors are more united than ever. Therefore, our resistances to oppression must be united, first on principle, and second out of a profound strategic necessity as well. The struggle for LGBTQIA+ rights is an inseparable part of our inclusive march towards freedom, justice, and equality. I salute each and every one of you who's making history with this inspiring, precedent-setting festival. Thank you.
Marhaba. My name is Dania Majid, and I'm one of the programmers and organizers with the Toronto Palestine Film Festival, which we just wrapped up our 14th edition. TPFF has been thrilled to be a part of this amazing group of QCP coordinators to help pull together this groundbreaking global festival. TPFF is one of dozens of Palestinian films and art festivals around the world that use film and art to showcase Palestinian narratives and resistance, and to create inclusive spaces for discourse and community. Queer Cinema for Palestine Festival has been a wonderful opportunity for festival organizers and artists in these different cities to come together and do what we do best: program cutting-edge films and host much-needed conversations. We hope you enjoy what we have planned over the next 10 days. Shukran.
Hi, everyone. My name is Petrychyn. I'm a postdoctoral fellow at X University in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and is also the Director of Business Operations for the Toronto Queer Film Festival. And on behalf of all of the staff and collective members at TQFF, we are honored and very excited to be hosting the online portions of Queer Cinema for Palestine on our festival platform. We began developing this platform in 2020 after COVID restrictions required all media arts programming in Canada to be moved online. And we initially hosted our festival on Facebook, actually, but after facing corporate censorship from the platform, including having one of our programs banned for having queer content, despite it not violating Facebook's terms of service, we resolved that we needed to build our own platform. Not hosted on corporate-owned web servers or on corporate-owned streaming platforms. And it's this platform that Queer Cinema for Palestine is hosted on for the next 10 days, a platform where marginalized queer, trans, Palestinian, and other marginalized communities can share their art free of state and corporate censorship.
I'm Greyson, a queer filmmaker in Toronto. The idea of queer cinema for Palestine has been bubbling for at least a decade. I remember brainstorming conversations in Ramallah in 2012 with Omar Barghouti of PACBI, Hanan of Palestinian Queers for BDS and Al Kaus, and filmmaker artist Elle Flanders, who cheekily argued that we queer boycotters shouldn't just be pulling out of Israeli-funded festivals, but also pushing back in with apartheid-free BDS events of our own. QCP is unique, unprecedented in geographic scope, thematic focus, and as a project of radical queer collective curation. QCP is founded on this core principle that boycotting has always been more than just withdrawing. It's about creating new spaces and new conversations, for screening and sharing our work, for opening up global dialogues in support of Palestine. A big shout out to the 3 QCP events in Beirut, Paris, and Pristina that have already taken place earlier today. On behalf of everyone, welcome to Queer Cinema for Palestine, a celebration of activism, solidarity, and cinema. I'm honored now to pass the QCP torch to SF in London, Ontario.
Hi there. Thanks to Layla Black and Frank Miller from the Woodland Cultural Center for sharing a land acknowledgement and video with us and helping us to open this program in a good way. My name is SF Ho. I'm an advisory circle member for Embassy Cultural House and one of the organizers of Land Trust, a conversation across Turtle Island in Palestine. I am so honored that Embassy Cultural House can lend our support and energy to celebrate queer realities in solidarity with the Palestinian people while speaking out against Israeli settler colonialism and Israeli pinkwashing. This is a cause that speaks to those of us working on Turtle Island against the Canadian settler colonial state as well. Embassy Cultural House was originally founded by artists Jamali Hassan, Ron Benner, and jazz musician Eric Stack in 1983, and operated as an artist collective until 1990 within the Embassy Hotel at 732 Dundas Street in London, Ontario. It was re-envisioned at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic as a virtual artist-run space and community-driven website. And it now has over 100 contributors who have joined the community as participants, volunteers, and advisors. Embassy Cultural House is located in London, Ontario on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, Ottawa-Durham, and Huron-Wendat peoples at the forks of the Deshkan-Zipi River, an area subject to the Dish with One Spoon Wampum and other treaties. And as part of Land Trust, I'm really pleased to present 4 films, Something From There by Rana Nizal, which was filmed across Palestine and Turtle Island, a short film on the substance of our original lands, reflecting on the power of memory and symbol to revive a denied homeland and defy official histories. Positions by Justin Ducharme was filmed on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. It's a simple and naturalistic approach to a day in the life of a two-spirit male sex worker as he visits his clients. Dawood Ya Yonathai by Kai Sasali. Kai teaches in Tennessee, is a performative video with an embodiment of Palestinian educator Khalil al-Sakakini. And Land Trust by Wes Harmon was filmed on unceded Musqueam territory. It's a performance piece of a dialogue between an artist away from their home territories and Coast Salish land. So at the end of this program, please be sure to check out an amazing panel featuring all of these artists, moderated by Wanda Nani Bush. Also would like to thank our partners Dara Jassir and the Queer Caucus at Western University, Grant Gallery for supporting closed captioning of our program. Shout out to Turing and Era for all the social media support they've provided for this program. Thank you to everyone at QCP, but especially John G and John P for their support and their guidance. And big love always to my co-organizer, Jamali Hassan, who has always invited me and mentored me and helped so many others in beautiful and important projects. Thanks.